you want to learn how to draw this Scorpius Rex head, we're going to start right now. Let's first start off with getting our proportions in. It's a very strange shaped head dinosaur. Actually, you can't even really call it a dinosaur because it's not a dinosaur. It's a hybrid. Let's put in the back of the neck there. It's got a large underbite or overbite. I think I'll actually do two different versions. Mouth closed and mouth open, and of course I'm also going to do a very detailed version. But for here we've got the back of the head, we've got the lower part of the jaw, here's the front of the nose, and there's the mouth. It's got a bit of a indentation, goes in then comes out. We have a curve that goes up, then down, like so. It's going to be a whole bunch of teeth around here. Actually, we should probably start drawing in some of those teeth. So let's put in one tooth, another tooth, another tooth. It's got very janky teeth. So around here, its teeth get smaller and curved back a little bit more. Seems to be two of them. Then around here, I'm using this as a proportion point to draw in another biggish tooth. Then there's three littler teeth. Have a big tooth jutting out there. Then we've got another tooth there, some teeth there, another tooth there, and a tooth there. You can always shuffle your teeth around slightly if they're a bit too big or too small. And with its mouth closed, it kind of looks like there's no teeth inside. So we don't seem to see any teeth when its mouth is closed. So we will draw in the shape of the under part of its jaw. It has a very, very big underjaw. We will now work in the shape of the eye, kind of like that. It's got a very high raised eyebrow ridge and eye in general. We'll give it a bit of its snout coming down. So you don't always have to have it exactly to the right spots. That's what your eraser's for. Then around here, we'll add in some of the indentation lines for the eye socket. A little bit of a line there for the snout. Then we'll add in another kind of indentation line around here for the nasal passage. Then we have a nostril hole up here. Bring it down, like so. Then I'm going to add a line there because there's a lot of shadow and shading under the eye socket area, under the eyebrow ridge. I'm going to put in the back of the eye socket, and it has some very big lumpy bumps and scales because it is a prototype. So it's not, you think Indoraptor was a prototype, this thing is even more of a prototype. Then we'll add another scale lump thing there, one there, bit of a one there, light one there, and then we'll draw the eye, which it's not like a traditional horizontally positioned, it's kind of italicized, if that's even a word. See how it's kind of jutting down a little bit? Then we'll add in its pupil. It's got a few wrinkles around here, so I'm going to add those wrinkles in. A bit of a wrinkle there. Can probably add some wrinkles up around here. I am going to add a bit of shadow and shading just to make it a little bit more obvious that its eye is in shadow. Like so. Then its eye like that. Now we're going to add in the back of its head, which is actually quite narrow and short. Has a weird back of the neck head area that comes down. Got some weird lines here for the neck. There's a circle here and a circle there. This is where there's quite a lot of bumps and lumps. But because this was an animated TV show, For an animated TV show, there's quite a lot of scale and texture, but obviously they didn't go to extreme details like you would for a film. There's actually some spikes and quills out at the back of its neck. Add one there, another one there, one there. Just tidying up my lines. And then there's quite a few quite large ones up here. So I'll draw that one. If you're wondering what kind of pencil I'm using, it's a Bic mechanical pencil. This is a 0.5mm. As you can tell, it's been used quite a bit. This is one I've been using for literally years, but you can use any pencil for this. Like any drawing, you can use any pencil. As long as it has lead and an eraser, you're good to go. So there is another quill. Quite a lot of quills up here. Some of them are quite large and some of them are quite short. So we've got another one there. Another one jutting out. Another one. Another one. Another one. I am using a reference image. It's easy to find online. Just type in Scorpius Rex head and you'll find plenty of reference images, but you don't have to do it exact if you don't want to. You can just do a few little lines, but I'm just trying to add in some where they kind of look like they're kind of consistent. I think there's actually a slight bit of a curve to the back of the eye socket there. I'm going to refine my line a little bit more. And because this is when it's looking at the fire, and for some reason, don't know why, I don't know if they've actually explained it, but the fire calms it down, which is kind of off-putting when you think about it, but it calms it down. So this is, I guess, its calm state. I'm going to add in one more quill. Well, I'm going to add a few more quills. Another one there. There's another one in there. And then there's quite a long one here. If you find a line is difficult to draw, simply reposition your hand and boom, much easier to draw. There's another quill right there. And then we will have one more quill there. Might add a few little lumpy bits around there very lightly. Does seem to have some back ornaments, whatever the word is. So you want to basically focus on these little scales back here. There's a little bit of a lump here. It does have a few little scales along here, which I'm just gonna lightly add. You don't have to add these if you don't want to, but they will give it a little bit of extra detail. And if you know anything about my channel, we love detail here at Beanie Draws. So we've got that. We'll add another biggish scale there. Then along the lip, it's got very much like the indoraptor and the Indominus Rex in terms of kind of lip scale indentations, as it were. So it's got a few little bumps there. And I definitely want to do a video trying to make it look a little bit more realistic, making it look more like it's actually from the film. Might even adjust it a little bit to redesign it slightly, because it is a cool design. It's very off-putting, but I think there's some more that I could do to it. So if you want to see that, and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the time to do it, because there's going to be a few more of these fellas coming along. Okay. Before I get too carried away with the scales, because this is just basically getting the main shape of the head done. When you think about it, this is actually quite quick to draw once you get the hang of it. I'm just going to add in a little bit of indentation shape shadow there, indentation shape shadow there. But as I was saying, if I was going too fast for you, YouTube actually lets you play back videos in half speed or quarter speed. Or if I'm going too slow, you can double the speed. It's up to you really. But yeah, if I go too fast or go too slow, you can definitely go to YouTube playback settings and mess around so you can play back to a speed that suits you. Now I'm going to add in a few little final scales along its lip, and I think we will be pretty much done. I will add a little bit of shadow under the mouth. Here's a very, very quick trick for shadowing. See how it looks very liney? I'm actually having my pencil very flat. You got the broadest edge of the lead, but then all you need to do, get your finger and just smudge it around. Sure, you'll need to wash your hands afterwards, but it's a very cool, quick trick to get a little bit of shading done. Super, super fast. And you can go as refined, or you can add an extra layer onto that if you want. Let's add another extra layer of lead on there. Get your finger, smudge it up a bit more. And of course, now you got a messy finger you got to be careful of, because you can easily get your lead smudging around the page. But otherwise, that is a super fast way of shading and rendering. So there we have it, a very quick way of drawing Scorpius Rex's head. If you want me to draw it with its mouth open, click the link above. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheerio for now.